Hi students, today we are going to discuss about the differences between average velocity and instantaneous velocity and about accelerations. So here already we discussed average velocity. So average velocity is total displacement by time interval, which we can write delta x by delta t. This is average velocity. Now instantaneous velocity. So let us take the motion of the body, origin, let these are the positions. Now here we are discussing about instantaneous velocity. So in order to find average velocity, what we require is time interval. So t2 minus t1. Let us take the body start from t1 0, where position is 1 meter, and t2, this is equal to some 2 seconds, position is 5 meter. Let us take as an example. Now this is the time interval 2 seconds. Then to write average velocity, what you require is final position minus initial position, that gives displacement. But instantaneous velocity. What is instantaneous velocity? Instant, at that instant, during that time only, at that particular instant, the velocity of the body. While the body is traveling, it is in motion, then at any particular instant, at this instant, what is its velocity? So when we are speaking about at that instant means the time interval is reduced to 0. Because here there is no time interval. At that instant means almost time interval reduces to 0. That means here delta t, which is time interval, it is approximately reduces to 0. So when delta t tends to 0, then delta x by delta t. How to write? What is delta x? Delta x is the displacement, final position minus initial position. What is a delta t here? Time interval. But in order to measure instantaneous velocity, here time interval reduces to 0. So when time interval reduces to 0 at any instant, then there the displacement is also very small. Then for smaller values, delta x by delta t can be written as dx by dt. Delta, when we are writing delta, it represents a change which can be considerable change. Means here delta x means 5 minus 1. It is a considerable change. Displacement is 4 meter. Delta t, t2 minus t1, 2 minus 0, which is a considerable change, 2 seconds. But whereas when you are calculating instantaneous velocity, here displacement is very small. So in order to represent smaller values, obviously we go for the term d. Dx means small change in x, by dt, very small interval of time where delta t time interval tends to 0, it becomes dt. Then this dx by dt, it is called at that instant displacement. Then it is called instantaneous velocity. It is called instantaneous velocity, which we can write it as dx by dt. Now here in any given problem, you will be asked like find out average velocity or find out instantaneous velocity. Then in the data, what you require. So in order to find out average velocity, definitely you require time t1, T2. Positions, initial, final. But here, when you are writing for instantaneous velocity, you don't need time interval. You will be asked like at any time 1 second, when t is equal to 1 second, what is instantaneous velocity? That means the body is in motion, it is started from t is equal to 0, when it reaches t is equal to 1 second, after 1 second, during that 1 second, what is the velocity? That is instantaneous velocity. So here no two time will be given, only a particular time will be given. During that time, what is the instantaneous velocity? There you have to look for displacement. Now displacement, position of the particle continuously changes. In that particular time, the displacement, that means the change in position is displacement, that is very small. So dx by dt. So in the given problems, if you are asked for average velocity, remember there just you look for positions and interval. When you are asked for instantaneous velocity, you don't need any positions or intervals, just you need in what time you are asked and what is the displacement there, that means dx. Here, in order to calculate instantaneous velocity, their position continuously changes with time, means position is function of time. Definitely when body is in motion, with respect to time, position continuously changes. As you observe here, at 0 second it started from 1 meter, now at 2 seconds it reaches to 5 meter. So from 0 to 2 seconds the body is continuously in motion, that means its position continuously changes. That means the position is function of time. That means you will be given as sum x is equal to 2t squared plus 3t, like this. Then you will be asked to find instantaneous velocity at t is equal to some 2 seconds or 1 second, whatever it may be. Now if you are asked to find out instantaneous velocity at t is equal to 2 seconds, that means at that time only, not the 0 to 2 second interval, at 2 seconds only you are asked to find out instantaneous velocity. Now what you have to do? Instantaneous velocity is equal to dx by dt. Now d by dt of 2t squared plus 3t. So here this is differentiation, means when position is function of time, position is a physical quantity, it is depending on another physical quantity, time. So when one physical quantity depends on another physical quantity, there the method you have to approach is either differentiation or integration. We will discuss about integration later. This is a differentiation. So what is a differentiation? So here I will give you differentiation formula here. Later we will discuss all integration and differentiation formulas. Differentiation means taking small values. When you are differentiating a physical quantity, means here this is 2t squared plus 3t, that is the x. Now you are differentiating x, means you are minimizing, you are taking the small value of x. Why we are taking the small value of x? What is the need? Why? Because you are taking instantaneous velocity at a particular time. At that particular time displacement is very small, means the position change is very small. So when you are looking for small values, you have to go for a differentiation. So the thing what I said now, differentiation, when we are going for differentiation, that is the important thing. When we are going for a differentiation, here when position depends on time and you are asked to find instantaneous velocity at a particular instant only, during that time only, then you have to go for small values. Then the small value of this position is displacement is dx by dt. Then differentiating with respect to time, here the differentiation method d by dx of x power n, if this is a variable x and you are differentiating with respect to x, then the solution is n into x power n minus 1. This is the formula you have to remember, differentiation formula, d by dx of x power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. Similarly, here you have d by dt of 2t squared plus 3t. Now, here you can differentiate like d by dt of 2t squared plus d by dt of 3t. Okay. Now, when you are differentiating, you are taking small values for a variable. What I said? Small values for a variable. Here 2 is a numerical constant. So, in differentiation, numerical constants does not change. You are taking small changes for variables. This is not a variable. So, there is no change in 2. So, you can take 2 as constant, numerical constant, and need not to differentiate. Now, d by dt of t square. Here also 3 is constant, need not to differentiate it. D by dt of t, t means t power 1. Now you are differentiating d by dt of t squared, taking 2 outside the differentiation. Here d by dt of t, taking 3 outside the differentiation. Now 2 into t squared, d by dt of t squared, taking this formula into consideration, d by dx of x power n, n into x power n minus 1. Here x is variable, here t is variable. So, this is 2 into t power 2 minus 1, n into x power n minus 1. Similarly, here 1 into t power 1 minus 1. So, now this is 2 into 2 4, t power 2 minus 1 is 1 plus 3, t power 1 minus 1 0, t power 0 is 1. So, this is 4t plus 3. What is that? D by dt of 2t squared plus 3t. D by dt of 2t squared plus 3t means instantaneous velocity. So, instantaneous velocity is 4t plus 3 during the time t is equal to 1. Now, you have to substitute, or here you are asked at t is equal to 2 seconds. 4 into 2 plus 3 means 11 meter per second. Here you taken t is equal to 2. So, this is the method to find instantaneous velocity. Here the thing you have to notice is that while you are finding out instantaneous velocity, what are the requirements? So, to find instantaneous velocity, you will be given at any second, either in 1 second or at 2 seconds. At that time only, not during 2 seconds, only at 2 seconds. At that time, particular time, you have to find out instantaneous velocity. You will be given position. Position is changing with respect to time. So, here since the position is continuously changing with the time, at any time, what is the change in position? That is dx by dt. So, change in position with the time, that is displacement with the time, but here time interval is very small, 2 seconds. That means what is 2 seconds? At that instant only. Next, if it is 2.01 second, time is changed, means at that time only you have to find, means time interval is negligible. At that instant means interval is negligible. So, when interval is negligible, you have to write for small values, so that you are writing for dx by dt. This means here when you are considering d, that means you are writing for small values, remember. And this is called a differentiation. When you go for differentiation means when a large value is given to you and you are dividing it into small values, that is called a differentiation. Means if the value given is divided into small values, that is differentiation. Here value given is x and you are dividing it into small values, and that small value is taken at 2 seconds only. So, here d by dt of 2t squared plus 3t. Then what is the formula for differentiation? Remember this formula, very most important one, d by dx of x power n, n into x power n minus 1. Now, here d by dt of 2t squared plus 3t, which can be written as d by dt of 2t squared plus d by dt of 3t. So, now taking 2 outside and writing, after writing t, substitute 2, then you will get 11 meter per second. Now, for the same question, if you are asked to find average velocity, then you can find the difference in the question. That is, Now what you need to find out average velocity? Delta x by delta t. Now the same x is equal to 2t squared plus 3t. This is the position. And now when you are asked to find out average velocity, you will be given 2 times. What I said? You will be given 2 times t1. So you will be asked as t1 is equal to 1 second to t2 is equal to 4 seconds. From t1 is equal to 1 second to t2 is equal to 4 seconds. What is average velocity? So in the same expression, you are asked at a particular time 2 seconds, that is instantaneous. Now you are asked from t1 1 second to 4 seconds. That means during a time interval of 3 seconds interval is there from 1 to 4 seconds. Now what you need? Initial position, final position. Initial position means when t1 is equal to 1 second, the position at that 1 second is called initial position. The position at 4 seconds is called final position. So x1 substituting 2 into 1 squared, here t is 1, the position is initial position, plus 3 into 1, now it is 2 plus 3, 5 meter, final position. X2 2 into 4 squared plus 3 into 4, now this is 16 into 2 32 plus 12, so 32 plus 12, this is 44 meters. This is initial position, final position. Time intervals are given. When time intervals are given, you can recognize that you are asked to find average velocity. Now average velocity. So x2 minus x1, 44 minus 5 by t2 minus t1, 4 minus 1. Now this is 39, 44 minus 5 is 39 by 4 minus 1 is 3, that is 13 meter per second. So this is average velocity. So you can find the difference. When problem is given, what you will be asked to find average velocity and what you will be asked to find instantaneous velocity. Okay? Yeah, this is the difference between instantaneous and average velocity when problems are given. Now, when this instantaneous velocity and average velocity are equal, so in uniform motion, what is uniform motion? The body travels equal displacements in equal intervals of time, then it is called uniform motion. Here in uniform motion, instantaneous velocity, average velocity will be equal. So this is 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, 6 second. Now here average velocity, you need time interval. That means here 1 second to 6 seconds, time interval is 6 minus 1, 5. Just it is an example. And similarly, position is from 1 second to 6 seconds, position changes from 1 meter to 6 meter. That means this is 6 minus 1, 5 meter. Now average velocity is delta x by delta t, 5 by 5, 1 meter per second. Okay, so here this is average velocity. Now instantaneous velocity, you can take at any instant during the journey. If the journey is divided into so many modules, but here this is uniform motion, means everywhere it travels equal distance in equal time intervals. That means everywhere instantaneous velocity is, here if you take from 1 second to 2 seconds, there is a gap of 1 second. In this 1 second it travelled 1 meter. So 1 meter per second. Everywhere if you see, the velocity is 1 meter per second. It is not changing. So that means at any instant velocity is 1 meter per second. and average also means for the total time interval also velocity is 1 meter per second. That means average velocity and instantaneous velocity same when in uniform motion. So, in uniform motion instantaneous velocity and average velocity are equal. Then non-uniform motion. What is meant by non-uniform motion? Non-uniform motion. So, here non-uniform motion means if a body travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time, means for every 1 second time interval, if you consider for every 1 second time interval, if it travels unequal distances, then it is called non-uniform motion. Let us take here, this is origin 1 meter, 2 meter. Now you are taking 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4, 5, 6 seconds. From 1 second to 2 second it travelled 1 meter distance. 2 second to this is 4 meter, means here it travelled 2 meters distance. Now here this travelled 3 meters distance. Here 1 meter distance. Here 2 meter distance. Now look at here. We have considered equal time interval is 1 meter. Next 1 second distance travelled is 2 meter. Next 1 second distance travelled is 3 meter. Next 1 second distance travelled is 1 meter again. Next 1 second distance travelled is 2 meter. That means equal intervals of time taken, but the displacements traversed are not equal. Some time intervals the distances are more, in some particular time intervals distances are less. So, if the body travels equal distances in equal time intervals, it is uniform. If the body travels unequal displacements in equal time intervals, then it is called non-uniform motion. Okay. So, from 1 second to 2 second, from 1 second to 2 second interval, velocity is or speed is 1 meter per second. Here from 2 to 3 second, 2 meter per second. Here 3 meter per second. Again 4 to 5 seconds interval, 1 meter per second, 2 meter per second. Means what happens to velocities? Velocities are changing. So 1 second to 2 second, velocity is here 1 meter per second. 2 to 3, it is 2 meters in that particular 1 second. Position final minus initial is 2. Time interval is 1. So 2 meter per second. And similarly 3 to 4, it is 3 meter per second. 4 to 5, it is 1 meter per second like. So this is time interval and this is velocity. So velocity is not equal. Velocity changes. So in any motion, if velocity is constant, it is called uniform motion. If velocity is not constant, it is called non-uniform motion. So velocity changes. So that is the difference between uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So when velocity changes with time, here velocity changed with time. In first second it is 1 meter per second. Then the next second it is 2 meter per second. So velocity changes. When velocity changes with time, then we have to discuss about acceleration. Before discussing acceleration, how to find instantaneous velocity and average velocity with graphs. Graph means a diagram drawn with the xy axis, taking the parameters on xy axis, it is called a graph. Now on the graphical method, let us explain average velocity and instantaneous velocity, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Look at here. So in uniform motion, if you take xy axis, so here on x axis consider time, on y axis consider position. So this is called xt graph, position time graph. Now in this position time graph, initially at t is equal to 0 second, already the body is at some particular position 2 meters. So this is already the initial position of the body. Now the position linearly increases with the time. Position linearly increases with the time, like that. After 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, like that. Position, this is 4 meter, 6 meter, 8 meter, 10 meter. So now here position increases linearly with time. So in our regular example, if this is origin, this is 2, 4, 6, 8. These are the positions. Initially body is at this position A, which is initial position 2. Now here body starts its journey at 0 second. Now after 1 second it is at 4, after 2 seconds, after 3 seconds. Similarly after 4 seconds, this is 10 meter. Look at here, for first second time interval, position is 2 meters traveled. This is the displacement. Again for the next 1 second also displacement is 2. Here also displacement is 2. That means the body displacement remains same. It traverses equal displacements in equal time intervals, which is said to be uniform motion. Now we draw the same in the graph, position time graph. Here look at here, when time 1 second, position is 4 meter, 2 seconds 6 meter, 3 second 8 meter, 4 second 10 meter. Now if you take average velocity, what is average velocity? Average velocity is final position minus initial position by time interval. Okay, now you can take any time interval, t2 minus t1. Here we are letting time interval as 3 minus 0, 3 minus 0, 0 second initial position 2, 3 seconds initial position, final position 8. So 8 minus 2, that is 8 minus 2, this is 6 by 3, 2 meter per second, 2 meter per second. Now for this position time graph, since it is linearly increasing with the time, position is linearly increasing with the time. Now you can draw slope. Slope means here you can take this one as final position, draw a straight line and join these two straight lines. So this is, here what we have taken is T2, this is T1. Okay, similarly this position is initial 2 meters and here we consider this one as 8 meters. So what is slope formula in any graph? Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Here on y-axis you have taken position, that is xf minus xi. On x-axis you have taken time, this is t1, this is t2. Okay. Now x2 minus x1 means x coordinates. Here don't confuse that these are positions. This is y coordinate, this is x coordinate. y2 minus y1 on y axis. Second one is xf, y2 is xf, y1 is xi. So xf minus xi. x2 minus x1 on x axis, time is taken. So this is t2 minus t1. So now the slope becomes, this is y2 minus y1, 8 minus 2. So 8 minus 2 by 3 minus 0. So this is 6 by 3, 3 meter per second. Okay ma? Here for any time interval if you consider, means take this so here if you consider 2 second and if you consider 4 second, this is 4 second, this is 2 second. Now here at 2 seconds position is 6 meter, this one. At 4 second position is 10 meter. Now the graph will be this one is the slope, this is the slope. Okay. This is t2 minus t1, this is xf minus xi. So for the second one, this is y2 minus y1 and this is x2 minus x1. How much this one? 4 minus 2, 2 seconds. How much this one? 10 minus 6, 4 meters. This is 4 meters, this is 2 seconds. Now slope y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, that means 4 by 2. How much it is? 2 meter per second. Okay. This is also, sorry, 6 by 3 also 2 meter per second. Again here also this is 4 meter per 2 second gives 2 meter per second. That means everywhere for this straight line slope is 2 meter per second. What that slope gives? Slope gives delta x by delta t. What is delta x by delta t? Average velocity. So here the points to remember. First one, this is uniform motion. Why? Because for equal time intervals distances travelled are equal. Now the graph is drawn for uniform motion. Since at t is equal to 0, it has initial position. Now displacement or the position changes continuously with time and that change is linear. That change is linear. For this linear graph, slope is always constant. Here we have taken slope for one time interval and here we have taken slope for another time interval, but everywhere slope remains same. The slope gives average velocity or simply velocity. So the slope of position time graph, if it remains constant, that slope is velocity. Velocity constant, that motion is uniform motion. So for uniform motion, xt graph is what? Linear. Xt graph is linear. Okay. Is it a restriction that graph has to be started from this position only? No, this is the initial position. If the body starts from origin, then you can take like this. The graph will be like this. Okay. So here you can take any initial position from where the body starts. So the graph for uniform motion is linear. So in uniform motion, the slope gives velocity for xt graph and that velocity is constant in uniform motion. Now non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion, position time graph. Here with respect to time, position, this is time and this is position. Maybe initially body started from here and now this is a curved path. The graph shows curved, means this is not uniform. Here position is not changing linearly with the time. It is not traversing equal displacements in equal intervals of time. If graph is like that, or any graph which is not a linear xt graph, then it should be, this is a graph, it is not non-linear, it is not a linear graph, or you can take as this one, this is also non-linear. So for any graph, position time graph, if it is non-linear, that means their position is not changing linearly with the time. That means it is not traversing equal displacements in equal intervals of time. Such motion is called non-uniform motion. These are the graphs representing non-uniform motion. So for non-uniform motion, velocity is not constant, velocity changes. For uniform motion, what we observed, velocity constant, means slope is constant. So velocity is constant. For non-uniform motion, velocity is not constant. So for non-uniform motion, graphs are non-linear curves. Now if any graph is given in non-uniform motion, then how to find average velocity and how to find instantaneous velocity. In uniform motion, since graph is a linear one, straight line, then velocity remains constant at any point. At any point velocity is at any instant, it is instantaneous, and for any time interval it is average. Since the graph is a straight line, slope gives velocity, that slope is constant means velocity is constant. That means either it will be average velocity or instantaneous velocity, whatever it may be, it is same for uniform motion. But non-uniform motion, that is not the case, velocity changes. Now if you take any position time graph which here graph is, this is the graph where initial position, this is time interval time t1, initial position x1, and this is some b, this is some c, this is some d. Let us take, when body reaches to this position, time is t2, t3, t4. Positions are x2, x3, and this is x4. Now for such a graph, if you are asked to find instantaneous velocity at a time or average velocity between any two times, that means time interval. So average velocity will be asked like, find the average velocity from t1 to t4, t1 to t4. What you need to find average velocity? At t1 position is x1, at t4 position is x4, this is t4. At that time position is at d, that is x4, and at this time position is x1. Obviously what we know, average velocity is displacement by time interval, x4 minus x1, final position minus initial position. This is x4, this is x1, this is displacement, final position minus initial position, and this one is t1 to t4, that is called time interval. Now for this formula, in the graph, if we draw a straight line joining this one, a straight line joining A to D, then take the slope. So this is, now here slope, this is x4 minus x1, this is on y axis. When you draw axis, this is x axis, this is y axis. Slope is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Here y axis parameter is positions, so x4 minus x1, and this one, this is t4 minus t1. So first you draw a straight line joining the 2 points, and now take the slope for that straight line, that is x4 minus x1 by t4 minus t1, which represents average velocity. So in any non-uniform motion, if you are asked to find out average velocity, then how to find the average velocity? Draw a straight line for the 2 points which will be given, and now find the slope of that straight line. Simply you will get average velocity. If you are asked to find the average velocity, if you are asked to find the average velocity from time interval t2 to t3, now what you do? Join the 2 points, join the 2 points with a straight line. So now find the slope. So this is y axis, here it is y2 minus y1. y2 minus y1 means this is x3 and this is x2. So it is x3 minus x2, and now here this is t3 minus t2. So average velocity from B to C, time interval t3 minus t2, average velocity you can write as x3 minus x2 by t3 minus t2. Likewise, for any xt graph, position time graph, non-uniform motion, if you are asked to find average velocity, draw a straight line for the 2 time intervals, straight line between the 2 points. Now find out the slope, it simply gives average velocity. Now how to find instantaneous velocity for the same non-uniform motion? For the same non-uniform motion, you are asked to find instantaneous velocity at any instant. Means now instantaneous velocity for this instant at this particular time, at any time t. This is at any time t. Now you are asked to find instantaneous velocity at this point. Let us take that point as p. How to find? Here the concept we have to adopt is what we discussed in the uniform motion. For a straight line, if you take slope, the slope will be constant. So taking the similar concept here, this is the point where you have to find the instantaneous velocity at this time t. Now what we are doing is, we are drawing a tangential line, So tangential line drawn from that point. So this is the tangential line. Now what we have to do? For that tangent, simply, since this is a straight line, for straight line slope is constant, means for a straight line position time graph, here I am writing position time graph, straight line, position time graph slope, which gives velocity. Remember this one, position time graph slope, position y2 minus y1 is x2 minus x1, time x axis, x2 minus x1 is t2 minus t1. Generally slope is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. For position time graph, on y axis we have positions, on x axis we have time intervals which gives velocity. Fine. Now for that position time graph, straight line slope is constant. What is that slope? Velocity. So velocity is constant for a straight line. Taking that concept into consideration, you are asked to find out instantaneous velocity at this point. For that purpose, we draw a tangential line. Now the slope of tangential line. The slope of tangential line is constant. That means velocity is constant. Means velocity at P or velocity at this point or velocity at this point, velocity at this point, everywhere it is constant. That means if you find slope for this straight line, you are finding the velocity at every point on this straight line. So you can take P point also. That means directly or indirectly you find velocity at P. That means instantaneous velocity. So in order to find instantaneous velocity at any point in non-uniform motion, the step is first draw a tangential line. Find the slope for that tangential line. It gives velocity. Since it is a straight line, velocity is constant. That means everywhere velocity is same, so that at P also same velocity. That is instantaneous velocity. So here we discussed two methods. One is to find average velocity in non-uniform motion graph, and another is to find instantaneous velocity in non-uniform motion graph. To find average velocity, the simple thing, draw a straight line where you are asked between two time intervals. Then draw a straight line joining the 2 points, simply find the slope, it gives average velocity. To find instantaneous velocity, here draw the tangential line which is going through that point where instantaneous velocity is asked. Now find the slope for that straight line which gives instantaneous velocity. Fine. This is for non-uniform motion. So in non-uniform motion, you will get average velocities and instantaneous velocities at different values. They are not equal. But in uniform motion, you will get same instantaneous and same average velocity. Since average velocity and instantaneous velocity are equal in uniform motion and they are not equal in non-uniform motion, that means velocity is not constant, so that velocity changes. When velocity changes with time, it is said to be acceleration.